Hi everyone, so today we're discussing the element of air in astrology and the air triplicity, which means the three signs, the zodiac signs that tie into the element of air, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Now, air is seen as a masculine energy or masculine outward going principle or energy. Its scientific symbol is a triangle with a horizontal line through the middle, and it is seen as a hot, moist element. Now, just as signs are allocated elements, as we know, so are planets allocated elements, and our two air planets are Mercury and Uranus or Uranus. And Mercury is, even though it is an air planet, it is not seen as masculine or feminine. It is neuter, it has no gender. Now, I want you to think about what does air mean in nature. Okay, the air is linked into our atmosphere. Okay, all the different levels and of our atmosphere that protects and encapsulates our Earth, our planet. We breathe it. It is crucial for all life on Earth. And we are connected to every other living thing on this planet through the air that we breathe. So much happens in air that we don't necessarily think about. Air pollination, the carrying of seeds on the wind. And very importantly, sound. Sound is impossible without air to carry it. So even verbal communication on a one-to-one level, music, all of these things are not possible without air. So I want you to think about that. Okay. Now, the desire to think is very much connected to the element of air, and the mind. The mind is very important with the air element and the air signs. The mind is what sets humankind apart from the rest of the animal kingdom. And so the air signs are seen as the human signs, the signs of humanity, or the ability to be humane and even have empathy. However, I do think that other life forms do have empathy at different levels. So the drive, there's a desire to think, to learn, curiosity. I want to know more. I want to know more about myself. I want to know more about the world around me. The drives are to relate and to form relationships, to connect, and the desires for unification. The lesson for the air element and the air signs is brotherhood and connection. And so we first form a relationship with ourselves. We decide what we are all about, and then we form our relationships with others. So communication, always very, very much tied into air element, because of the air carrying sound waves. But also think about it, that expression out on the airwaves. You know, we don't see it, but there are radio waves, TV waves, all this going through, and now we have all these other modern forms of, cell signals and everything. It's all going through the air. So everything to do with communication, the media, TV, radio, talking, all forms of communication, even visual communication, like traffic lights, stop, go, that's communicating something. Okay, the internet, very much so. Okay, especially out in Aquarius in the many to many. Okay, so anything to do with communication and learning. And also remember, we communicate through the written word. So it's books, it's reading, it ties into education, and how we learn. All right. And we also communicate often through expression and artistic expression. So music comes in there as well. And then the arts, poetry, dancing, we express, we through so many different mediums. So the artistic side definitely comes in, especially with Libra. Okay. So keywords for air energy and air signs is communication, thinking, learning, empathy, the desire to connect, our relationships, in being inventive, being inspiring or inspirational. Our intelligence and our intellect definitely come in on the air signs and air planets. Cooperation with others. It's the world of mental activity, the mind and mental activity and intellectual activity. Intuition also comes in on the air signs and the air planets. Abstract concepts and ideas and the ability to even form ideas comes in with air. And the ability to be objective and balanced as well. Communication in all its forms. And yeah, it can be even idealistic and, how we view things from that point of view. So, as you know, every element has got 3 different forms. And in the triplicity, so Gemini is seen as it's in the spring quadrant, so it's youthful, exuberant, spring, summer, light breezes, not particularly with much direction, untamed, a little bit wild, and it tends to be a little bit, when on the relationship side, tends to be a little bit more platonic than the others. And that is the intellectual mind. And then Libra is air blowing in a purposeful direction. It's likened to the trade winds. It's unification through cooperation and in relationships with others. And the artistic mind comes in there. And then we have Aquarius, which is seen as static air, through which things move. Okay. And that is unification through large-scale social relationships. So that's your 3 different forms of air. Now, as we know, I've already mentioned some of the characteristics of the air energy and air signs and air planets. Every element has got its negative expression. And some of the negative expressions of air would be, think of gas bag or hot air, all talk, no action. Okay. No depth or no substance. Being superficial could be a negative expression of of an air planet or in an air sign. Meaningless or impractical expression. Overactive without direction or without meaning. No practical release. So it can be superficial. It can be hyperactive. It can be aloof, if not warmed up, can lack passion, and can be repetitive or can copy. So just as you have the positive expression or positive side of learning, okay, because air sounds very much tied to learning, reading, all of that sort of thing, absorbing information. So you can get learning, but I'm learning at a very superficial level, almost repeating it, parrot fashion, and no true understanding, no depth. Okay. Hyperactivity, if it's not grounded, and the air signs can be prone to nervous expression, nervousness, nervous conditions, things like that. So that's all about our air. I want you to think about how it fits in with the different quadrants that we've learned about. And play with it, look at your chart. And the next element that we're going to have a look at is our last element of water. And then after that, we're going to be looking at all kinds of other interesting things. So enjoy. Until next time. Bye.